What is up, guys? Welcome back to the We Do Not Care podcast. My name is Ernie, that is Jalen, and today we are going to be talking about Stranger Things, about the final season, our initial thoughts, the trailer, and what we anticipate moving forward for the final season. So, let's just hop in.
Yeah. Overall, I think up to this point, I think this is the second worst season that they've had so far. Season 2 is the only thing that's worse.
By far.
Yeah, by far. That is okay. Dude, I don't like what they're doing with Dustin
Agreed.
at all. I hate what they've
Mm-hmm.
done with Dustin. It also I feel like the acting has taken a dip, and I think it's because they're over it. I think
Feels like this is like a chapter that they want to
Yeah,
close,
like it
right?
just feels like, guys, let's just get season 5 done. I think what could have been a better idea, which is what I heard what the direction they were going to originally with, they were gonna take this to the 90s, so that the kids it will make sense why they look so old. Mm, 11 is like 15 in the show. She doesn't look 15 at all.
Yeah, and honestly, it's distracting.
Yeah,
That knowing that she's married and she's adopted a kid, I just think for her to play a teenager is a little bit absurd. Yeah, I
it's
completely
not
agree
just
with
her
you.
playing a teenager because we do see shows that grab somebody who's a lot older
Of course, of course.
and they put him in those
Yeah,
positions. We have seen these people as teenagers. That's the
yeah,
problem.
and grow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we know that they are not teenagers because it's like
Yep.
visually, I can tell that you're not what you used to be. And that's normal. People grow. Hello. But I think if they would have just pushed it to the 90s and then brought that aesthetic as well, I think it could have worked better. I think if they didn't make Dustin the way they've made him, where it's like he says, I don't care, I'm some type of badass guy, it just doesn't fit the character to me. I can understand if he went through a transition because of what happened to Eddie in the last season, but I cannot get behind this one.
I honestly completely agree. If they do it this route, honestly, the only way that I can see it quote unquote working is if Dustin quote unquote falls on the same thing like Max, which is kind of like she distanced herself from the crew, but we kind of already saw that with Max, so I just don't think anybody wants to see that done
Hmm.
again. I don't like what they're doing with Dustin at all. Honestly, it's weird because it feels like a finale, but sometimes it doesn't. Granted, this is just part one, so I just feel like I was expecting a little bit more more scenes with them interacting with each other, if that makes sense. I feel like it's kind of split off. I feel like that's what kind of made the show in the beginning, all the kids together. Granted, we've gotten special moments, but I just feel like we haven't seen a lot of that just yet, in my opinion.
Also, I feel like the youngest girl, the one who's like Mike's sister, I feel like I don't remember her being so old.
Which one? I am so
The one who
confused.
went with Hector,
Okay.
the one
Okay,
who
okay.
Maxine is talking with.
Yep.
I don't remember her being so old in the last season. But obviously that happens when you have young kids. They grow fast. Everything about it, every time I see the show, I just think, yo, you're not the age that they're portraying you to be. This is weird at this point. But question, do you think there's anybody who will die this season? If so, what death do you think would be the most heart wrenching?
So, most heart wrenching will definitely be Steve.
Definitely.
Honestly, I don't even think it's close.
Mm-mm.
But there's some that would definitely be like, oh, Hopper. But if Hopper dies for the third time this show,
Bro,
I'm just going to be so mad.
I might clap if he does.
Yeah. Honestly,
Finally,
it.
yes.
I honestly feel like they played that trope way too many times. It wouldn't make sense for Will to die. I feel like that would feel crazy, and the whole point was to save Will throughout all these seasons, and just just for him to die would feel not a slap in the face, but I just honestly wouldn't even feel fair to Joyce. She went, she went. Everybody thought in the town she was a freaking psychopath in
Well,
the first season. Will, the lights. um, I just feel like it wouldn't be Will. The only one that would make the most sense would, in my opinion, be 11. sacrificing herself to pretty much seal the upside down.
Mm.
It would make sense Will too, technically, because it started with him, but I just feel like Will, I wouldn't like it. I feel like 11 would be like, hey, when I came into your life, everything changed, and now that I'm out of your life, everything's gone back to normal. I feel like that would, I feel like that would be pretty nice
Yeah.
in my opinion. Granted, that would be tearjerkers as well,
Mm.
but I feel like that would be the best ending, or death, in general. But I don't see anybody else. What about you?
Jonathan. Just so we can
You
make
think that's the one that's gonna
don't
happen,
yeah that
or
happen, not the tearjerker. We need to do something important for him. Jonathan hasn't done anything since he took pictures of Nancy. We need something. We need something.
I
I don't know.
honestly, I feel like the people that shipped them together, I think it's
For
horrible.
what?
I think the guy was a creep, and he left my and she left my boy Steve for Jonathan.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah. I don't know.
But so Jonathan would be like what? Protect
Yeah. Do
Nancy or
something. Like Jonathan hasn't done anything at all.
gotcha.
But at least at that point, maybe people can. Oh, Jonathan. At least have some type of positive thing about him. But I think what you said, the 11 thing makes a lot of sense. Not only that, if you let's think about it. Even if 11 lives, they kill Hector, they kill Vecna. The military is still after her ass. They're gonna hide her again. And that's the other thing. How is Hopper hiding 11 from the whole military? Even though they know she used to live with him. There's no way they don't know. It makes no sense.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where like they didn't expect the show to keep going on this long and they're just trying to make it feel more grand. I saw a theory that a final boss is going to be a Hydra dragon
Mm,
or just some big creature. If the final boss isn't Vecna, it's just I'm just so tired of it.
gotcha.
I feel like you've been leading up to this. The Mind Flayer, I get it, but if Vecna isn't the big bad, I would feel so not cheated, but this is just stupid, in my opinion. I personally think that it's time for this show to end.
Yeah.
It does feel that way to me. It's obviously a great show. Season 1 and season 3
Yeah.
are just so good. It's sad to see that show end, especially seeing them as kids is definitely crazy. I saw some clips of season 1 and it brought back so many memories, and it's like, wow, what a better time it was back then. But also where they are now is just completely different. So I am excited that it is ending. I hope it picks up in the part 2. I think it was 4 episodes that they dropped, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get 3 on Christmas and then one, which is the final one on New Year's.
But see, like that makes no sense to me. But so the first 4 episodes were one and a half were one and a half episodes were actually good. I feel like there are a lot of slow first 4 episodes.
And I just don't see it getting much better,
I don't.
to be honest.
Me neither, which kind of worries me.
And it almost feels to me like season 4 had a higher production, like on budget. That's what I mean when I say that.
Yeah, I feel like they're just saving it, if that makes sense.
I hope so.
Because Vecna, amazing.
Vecna looked a
looked
lot better.
amazing.
Yeah, definitely more menacing. And the way he will kill the soldiers when he like put it through the eyes, I'm like, yo, this is what Groot should be doing, man.
But yeah, no, I think look wise, it hasn't looked bad.
Mhm.
There's just moments. I feel they did a better job this time with the Demogorgons in terms of like looks, but at the same time, where was this? I
Okay.
just don't know. I feel like the family beating a
Mhm.
Demogorgon, the army can't take care of Demogorgons. It's just freaking
I'm glad you brought
ridiculous.
that up.
But
It made no sense. A bunch of
yeah,
kids, nothing they hit the Demogorgon with was stronger than getting hit by bullets. And Demogorgon was
yeah,
actually in pain. At least that's what it seemed to be. What they should have done, if that's how they were gonna do it, they should at least explain. Well, maybe it's a baby Demogorgon, and then these are like full-grown Demogorgons, something. But it's like, so they hurt the Demogorgon, but these dudes can't. Get out of here.
or something like some bullshit where like, oh, I just got this sword from the upside down and it just hurts them more. But like for a freaking a glass or wine bottle, it's just so, it's such a lazy way for not a lot so lazy show. What pisses me off the most is that it's like you said, the Wheelers hit them with they hit them with the same bullets. They Mike used them on put them on fire, and then there's an army guy with bullets, and then there's a army guy with a flamethrower. And what are we doing?
Yeah, no. Or if you at least explain that, like, well, Vecna's closeness enhances their power. Okay, cool. At least you explained that he was already on the other side of the port, but you didn't explain anything. All you have is these two Demogorgons getting shot at, and then they just go Dwayne Wade to LeBron on a fucking soldier. Come on, bro.
I agree. Well, what do you think? There's a way that they can the next 4 episodes, and it ends a 10 out of 10 out of you for you, or I don't have faith in them anymore.
Season 3 was that 10 out of 10 ending. That would have gone down as even with season 2 being so garbage. That would have been perfect. Right now, another person. I'm assuming the sister, number 8. I think that's her number. She's gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So I saw something online that was pretty interesting. So that was like to beat I guess it's like the Demogorgon in the actual game, like D&D. So you have to roll a 20 to beat them. So I saw something that was like 11 and plus 8, which is her sister, and then Will is the one that's missing. So together they are the 20 to beat Vecna, and I thought that was a pretty cool thing. And then obviously the similarities, Mike comparing Will to Vecna was a good scene. I think they did a good job with that scene.
But also, how is Will more powerful than 11? By a lot, by the way. Just
So
off of that one.
I think since he's the original, even Vecna said it. I think there's a connection. I don't want to say like Harry Potter, Voldemort type thing, but maybe there's like a connection between the two of them. And I don't think Mike had said you and Vecna are the same without reason. The fact that Will is able to see within the minds of the Demogorgons as well, I feel like there's something that we don't know about Will just yet. So I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt until they explain it. And I agree, because it is like, whoa, because this is a different power level.
He already knows how to use it too. Like, and 3 Demogorgons at the same time, by the way. It wasn't like even just one. It was just like, yeah. And it's like, bro.
Yeah, and if it would have been a 4th one, and he would have to lift up his dick to get the 4th one.
Oh, he was clenching for the 3rd one, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he was definitely clenching. Yeah, no. Well, we'll see. Hopefully they explain it. I don't think it can end on a 10 out of 10 for me either, but season 4 was pretty good. It was just okay. But then it picked up, especially with the Max episode just running away from Vecna. So that was season 4, right? I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then obviously with it, the way it ended and how she goes blind and goes into a coma, there's so many highs and so many lows with this show. So I hope from now on it's just the highs, and they just pull off an amazing story, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. If you disagree with any of the stuff that we said during this episode, just drop it down below. But remember, we do not care. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you guys continue to check us out, and we'll see you next time. Peace.